Jason, I know Deron was a game-time decision. Will he play tonight?
Yeah, he'll give it a go. We'll see. Won't roll him out there for 30 minutes, and we'll bring him off the bench.
What do you look for? I mean, since it's been some time that he's had game action, what do you look for out of him today?
For him to sweat a little bit, to have some fun and, knock down some shots, but just to try to get his feet and legs underneath him and have a positive experience.
Obviously, you guys playing a lot better since you saw the Knicks about a month and a half ago. How different do you feel like your team is coming into today's game as opposed to that first matchup?
Yeah, the first matchup, it was a month ago, so it's a little bit too far to think about. But for us, the group is playing at a high level right now, defensively and offensively, and hopefully we can continue what we did in London this afternoon.
Is bringing Deron off the bench, is that to keep the continuity that you had with the starting lineup, or can you just take us through that decision?
Just to make sure we bring him off the bench to give him an opportunity to work himself in, and that there's no pressure, starting the game with that starting group.
How does it affect the rotation off the bench, though? Usually,
it doesn't affect. There's no effect. When you add a player, you'll find that we have the opportunity now to have a point guard that's coming off the bench instead of having no point guard with that second group.
You saw it last year as their teammates, but when they played Felton and Prigioni together, he said he may start them. What does that do for them?
Two ball handlers, two guys that can put a lot of pressure on your defense, and then that moves Melo to the 4.
Did you spend a lot of time reviewing tape from the first game, or was it just such a blowout that didn't hold much value to it?
The score doesn't, really tell the story of the game. It was an 8-point game at one point. So, with them shooting the ball extremely well there in that first half, we were right there, only down 10, and we still had a game of it, but it got out of hand there at the end. But for us, it's about what we do, and hopefully we can do it better than they are.
From that point until now, how much better have you guys gotten guarding the 3-point line?
I have no idea. You can probably tell me.
This is your first time, obviously, coaching in the Garden with the Nets. What does this game, do you think, mean, rivalry-wise?
It's a rivalry for the fans, and for us, it's another NBA game. So it's a tough place to win, and hopefully we can find a way to win here on the road.
Jason, you're almost halfway through the season. How has being a head coach been for you as you kind of can reflect now on a good part of the year?
It's been exciting. It's been a lot of fun. I got a great group of guys in that locker room that I love coaching and going to battle with.
What has been the difference for you as a team since Paul Pierce has been back playing the floor?
Paul's a basketball player, so it doesn't matter what position he plays or what number you put on it. He's out there to try to help his team win, and he's playing at a high level for us right now.
Being a player here last year and now coaching, any bit of surrealness as you walk into this building and you're standing here as a coach?
No. We had a good run last year here as a player, and so that's as much feelings I've had, about coming into this building.
You guys have played one game in basically a week. What kind of challenge is that to make sure the guys have their legs and that you're fresh in the way you want to be out there today?
We had a good practice yesterday, so these guys are professional. So one game or 4 games in a week, these guys got to be ready to play.
Folks said when they got here, they weren't here to be first options and the score wasn't important anymore. But when Lopez went down and then you lose Deron for so long, did it kind of help trigger Paul what he's, kind of get him going again offensively, knowing he did need to score now?
Well, I think he's been going ever since he hurt his hand. I think anytime there's a change, you have to give those guys a time of processing the adjustment, and I think both of those guys have settled in and they feel comfortable with their teammates and the coaches.
Jason, just with the ups and downs for a young player, you obviously came in, had a very quick impact in the league, but when you look in the former teammate Iman Shumpert, just kind of how he can have swings where he has 25 one game and then Michael scoreless in another game, how does that happen and how do you kind of fight through as a young coach?
Iman is going to keep working. He's a talented player. And, that's just basketball. You're going to have your ups and downs, but being around him last year, he's a tough kid and he works extremely hard on his game. So he'll find that, consistency here, hopefully after the game today.